up to the stage.
All right, it's 1990. I'm a lawyer. I hate my life because it just sucked. Because the judges are biased. Opposing counsel is trying to take advantage of you. Your clients, once you get them some money, is like, is that all you got for me? And then when you get back to the law firm, they're like, okay, so what have you done for us lately? So I'm soul searching and I hate what I'm doing. And my dad, a little Italian, Sicilian guy, says, don't forget your roots, kid. That's all I can tell you. And I'm like, I really don't know what that means, but what I'll do is I'll go back to high school because I loved high school. I went to an all-boys Catholic high school in Boston, in Dorchester, called Boston College High School. And there was a teacher there, his name was Pete Skipper. He was a great guy, and I loved him. I got to know his wife very well. So I get to the school, and I look for him, and the teachers are like, Joe, it's been such a long time. We haven't seen you. And I'm like, I'm looking for Skip. And Skipper was an interesting guy when I first met him because he looked like Jesus on steroids, huge muscles, and he walked in to the class with a huge tie, and it was a big fat tie, and it had Fat Elvis on it. So he liked to push the envelope, and when he said hello, he goes, my name is Pete Skipper, and welcome to Boston College High School, and fuck Jesus Christ. And as a Catholic boy, you're kind of like, oh, really? So I went back to see Skip, and the teachers are like, you hadn't heard. And I'm like, what do you mean? And the teachers are like, well, Skip's wife just was diagnosed with cancer, and she's dying. And there's, we're doing a fundraiser, and we're doing it this week. So I was kind of like, well, how weird is that I sort of got here and that's what's going on? I said, I'm all in. Whatever I can do for Skip and the family, and he had 3 young children, we'll do. So we do the fundraiser and we raise a lot of money because his insurance only covered so much of the medical bills. And we were able to raise a lot of money. And typical Skip, when he gets up to thank the folks, he doesn't thank everybody in a typical way. He tells his story, and he's a great storyteller. So what he told was this story that his wife was at Massachusetts General Hospital, and she's dying and there's nothing they can do, and she's only got so much time to live, and she wants to go home and die at home. And Skip was a big runner, and he would go jogging all the time just to get rid of the stress. And he was going out for a jog, and he looked at his wife and said, do you want anything when I come back? And she goes, what I would really like is some ice cream. So he goes out on a long run, 8-10 miles, and he comes back and he stops at a 7-Eleven store. And joggers, they don't have any pockets or anything for money, and he has some money in his sock. So he goes and gets the Haagen-Dazs, the pint, and he puts it on the table, on the counter, and the clerk says that's $2 and $3.01, and he had like $2, $3 actually he had. And the clerk said, sorry, I can't sell it to you. And he's like, no, I really need to take my wife this ice cream. And he's like, absolutely no way, you're not getting the ice cream. So the clerk throws him out, and he goes out onto the street, and he's sobbing, crying because he wants to bring his wife the ice cream. And there's a homeless guy who's begging for money, and he asks Skip, what's the problem? And Skip tells him the story, and the guy takes out a quarter from his cup and gives him the quarter for the ice cream that goes in the basket.